I wanted to build some sort of dedicated dust collection system just for my mitre saw, because it chucks dust everywhere. So I bought a little cheap vacuum cleaner off a boot sale on Sunday. Only paid a fiver for it. Luckily enough, it is quite quiet, so I could just going to set that up with a bucket underneath my mitre saw, and hopefully that'll cure a lot of my dust problems at least. That's a little vacuum cleaner. There's not much of a tank on it, but obviously I'm not bothered about that because I'm going to connect it up to a bucket. I'd like to be able to get one of them proper cyclone kits, but underneath my bench is just not tall enough, so I want to see if I can get away with just using a bucket. The only tall bucket I could find was a plasterer's bucket from Wickes. It was £6.99, but it didn't come with a lid, so I had to make one out of some old 3/4 ply. I cut a rough circle out with a jigsaw and then tried to make a bit of a jig up on the table saw. I ended up just putting a flat piece of 3/4 ply and then just using a screw and kept moving it round until I got a perfect circle. I put a rebate on the inside so it would slot inside the bucket. I did that with a router. I put a little edge on it so that little rebate there fits inside the bucket. I've strapped this piece of pipe to the vacuum hose. I cut an hole out, so that's going to fit in there. I didn't have any hole saws big enough, so I had to use a 35mm spade bit and then just use a rasp to widen the hole out. To make sure I got a good seal, I wrapped some electrician's tape or PVC tape around the pipe and made it into like a wedge. Once I'd done that, I could force it into the hole, then do the same on the other side to make sure it's totally sealed on both sides. For putting the pipe in the side, I just used a spade bit, drilled a hole in the side, used a file to square it up a little bit, and then used the original handle that come with the hose. I fitted the old handle into the bucket like that, and I've just tie wrapped it on. As for the top, to make a bit of a gasket, I've put some electrician's tape just around here, just so when I put the lid in, it sort of sucks it in tight onto the top. Works quite well actually. This is how I did the bucket. Just cut it all in the side. That's the original handle of the hose. Just popped it in. I'm only sealing it up with tape for now. I mean, if it works, I'll leave it as tape. But ideally, it could do with something a bit stronger, maybe a body filler, car body filler, or silicone, or something like that. All in all, I'm impressed. There is a bit of loss of suction, but as a whole, it works quite well. Ideally you could do with a more powerful vacuum cleaner, but I think this will suffice just for a dedicated mitre saw vacuum. It all fits nice and neat under the bench, and the total cost is about 12 quid. I made a connector out of PVC tape to connect it to the mitre saw, and then just rub the part down the back. I've been using this bucket dust collector for a few days now. I've been chopping quite a few bits and bobs, so I wanted to show you. See that? Alright, that's what I've picked up so far. So it's definitely working. In the actual vacuum tank, there is some in there, but it's only just a tiny little bit at the bottom, so it definitely works. It really does work. Now what I am still getting is sawdust on the top, but I think that's just to do with the design of the mitre saw. So when we're still getting some sawdust around the top of this, I think my next step is I'm going to build a canopy around here and just try and keep it all in this area. I don't think it's a fault of the vacuum cleaner or the bucket. I think it's just the design of the mitre saw. I mean, it's at least 50% better than what it used to be, so I'll have to accept that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, like, subscribe, do all the nice things, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.